Hello, you boundless, beautiful Sagittarius souls, and welcome back to Cosmic Treasure. I am your guide, and if you have found your way to this message today, I want you to know deep in the very marrow of your bones that it is not by accident. There is a powerful cosmic alignment that has drawn you here, a resonance from the infinite cosmos itself, because we are about to journey into the very heart of a truth you have known your entire life. Have you always felt it, Sagittarius, that invisible yet profoundly palpable tether holding you back from the horizon, a life meant for epic scale? It was never about the outright restrictions or the explicit control, oh no. For you, the truth has always lived in the feeling of stagnation, in the polite, agreed-upon lies. It was in the conversations that never dared to touch on philosophy, God, or the true meaning of existence. It was in the soft, condescending smiles that greeted your grandest visions. You were a child, yes, but your soul is a seasoned traveler, and it arrived on this earth with a formidable gift, a gift that has often felt like a curse, the compulsion to speak the absolute, unvarnished truth. You have always been the one who could not pretend. They called you too reckless, they labeled you irresponsible, too optimistic, or worse, flighty. They saw your need for space, not as a quest for wisdom, but a fear of commitment. They accused you of being tactless when you were simply being honest. But you were never too much of anything, dear Sagittarius. You were simply tuned into a frequency of boundless possibility and infinite expansion, a frequency they found profoundly unsettling. You weren't unstable. You were a powerful arrow pulled back and waiting for the right moment to fly. And your family, oh, your magnificent and complex family, they never truly understood the vast, boundary-less Jovian expanse that exists within you. They couldn't comprehend the way you needed to disappear into solitude, not to escape them, but to connect with the source of your immense optimistic faith. They didn't understand why you held your true plans so close to your chest. Not because you were deceptive, but because you knew instinctively that your vulnerability was a sacred vision they were not equipped to handle. You are not broken, Sagittarius. You are a master of higher perspective, a guardian of profound freedom they cannot even begin to fathom. And yet you stayed out of a fierce, unyielding, almost primal sense of loyalty. You stayed when they dismissed your grandest ideas as naive fantasies. You stayed when they belittled your incredible intuition, that inner knowing that has never steered you wrong about the way out. You stayed even as your very presence became a lightning rod for their small-minded anxieties. Your brilliant, vibrant soul has been slowly confined, weighed down by a loyalty that demanded you shrink your dreams. Your power, your magnificent life force, has been siphoned away to maintain a comfortable small-town dynamic that was built on managed expectations and polite denial. You learned to navigate the restrictive waters of your home by becoming a master of distraction, building walls around your future, not to keep others out, but to keep your own immense potential from overwhelming them, from shattering their fragile reality. Now pause for a moment and take a deep breath. If this message is already resonating in the deepest chambers of your heart, if you feel that stirring of recognition in your soul, do me a favor right now and affirm your journey with us. Go down to the comments and type, "I am claiming my horizon," because by declaring it, you are sending a powerful signal to the universe that you are ready. Now, listen closely. The universe, the divine intelligence, what you might call God, is now intervening. This is not a punishment for your wanderlust. It is not an exile for your blunt intensity. This is a divine summons, a sacred call to your true adventure. The universe is protecting its most truth-seeking and expansive asset, you. What is about to unfold in your life may feel like a restless surge, a painful rejection of the familiar, but I promise you, it is your ultimate liberation. The breaking point you are so rapidly approaching is not chaos, my friend. It is a profound and destined launch. You are not being pushed away because you failed them. You are being pulled out because you have magnificently and finally fulfilled your sacred contract in their story. Your presence in that family system was never, ever random, powerful, Sagittarius. You were a divine way shower, a catalyst for perspective. You were born into that specific lineage to be the one who could speak the truth, to ask the big questions no one else dared to ask, to point toward the distant mountains. You were the designated philosopher tasked with facing the limits of your world so that you could one day transcend them. But here is the profound and sometimes painful truth you are now ready to embrace. You cannot force a grand vision on those who refuse to lift their gaze from the ground. You cannot liberate those who are committed to the safety of their own small town. They were never meant to fully understand the depth and breadth of your power. You were sent not to be validated by them, but to be the catalyst for your own epic evolution. And now the time has come to walk away, not with the fire of rage, though you may feel it, not with the ice of resentment, though it may be there, but with the quiet, unshakable reverence of an archer who is reclaiming their perfect trajectory. Think of the arrow. It does not apologize for leaving the bow. It simply accepts its cycle of launch and flight as the very source of its power. This departure, this sacred severance, is not about rejecting them. It is about honoring the truth that you are meant for more. It's about finally choosing your own life's quest over a loyalty that was diminishing you to the bone. They may not understand. They will likely call you selfish, cold, or irresponsible. They may even rewrite history to cast you as the runaway of the story. Let them. You must understand. You are graduating from a reality where you needed their approval to travel. You have stopped playing a small game to make them comfortable. God, the universe, your higher self, is calling you home, not to a physical place, but to the very core of your own expansive being, to your vision, to your truth, to your freedom. You will likely feel waves of grief, and this is natural. Let it come, but understand what you are mourning. You are not mourning them. You are mourning the version of you that believed your worth was tied to how much you could commit to a life that wasn't true. You are holding a funeral for the part of you that only knew how to love through intense, painful, soul-crushing compromise. That version of you deserves a sacred burial, not your shame. This is not abandonment, Sagittarius. This is your ascension. You do not need their permission to pack your bags. You do not need their validation to choose your own quest over their comfort. You do not need a single blessing from anyone to walk with your head held high into the life your soul has been aching for. The life that is waiting for you, the one being carved out for you by divine intention, will not require you to shrink your vision. It will not ask you to apologize for your need to move. It will meet you at your horizon. The people, the places, the opportunities that are coming will understand you in your native tongue. Truth, adventure, philosophy, optimism, and boundless freedom. The path forward is sacred, and it is forged in the quiet fires of your own inner integrity. It won't be announced with fireworks and fanfare. It will be marked by a subtle but profound return to your own center of power. You'll stop seeking answers outside yourself. You'll stop overpromising and start delivering on the truth you owe yourself. You will find yourself crying not from the familiar ache of constraint, but from the overwhelming relief of finally being free. You are not being removed, dear Sagittarius. You are being returned. Returned to your vision, your clarity, your purpose, and your divine pulse. And as for those who once misunderstood you, let them go with grace if you can, but let them go regardless. Let them remember you as an archer whose aim they could not fathom, a force they could not contain. Your story with them isn't ending. Your part in their story is over. But your own epic, the one you are the hero of, is only just beginning. You are not leaving love behind. You are heading toward a love that is forged in truth, a love that doesn't demand you stay still to prove it's real. Let the currents of transformation pull you now. Let the universe carry you beyond the treacherous shores of the familiar, because everything your powerful soul has been fighting for is already waiting just beyond the reach of what you have always known. There is a sanctuary being built for you right now, Sagittarius, not with wooden stone, but with pure, unadulterated, energetic freedom. You may not see it with your physical eyes yet. You might still be grappling with the belief that it's even possible, but it is there, pulsing in the quantum field like a secret, powerful GPS, a sanctuary where your quest is not just tolerated but celebrated. A place where your need for truth is understood as wisdom, not disapproval. A reality where your soul will never again have to justify its own existence. But before you can step into this new reality, there is a necessary shedding. You will begin to feel it viscerally. Obligations you once endured out of loyalty will suddenly feel so energetically draining you'll feel physically ill. You will feel a powerful, undeniable urge to simply move not out of antisocial fear, but as an act of profound self-preservation. Do not fight this feeling. This is the divine, recalibrating your entire being. This profound discomfort is not a sign that you are broken. It is the ultimate proof of your healing. You are no longer willing to belong in a reality that demands the abandonment of your true self, and you should never have to. You have spent a lifetime transmuting their smallness. You have spent years dimming your brilliant light so it wouldn't expose their fear of the unknown. You have turned your own legitimate pain into silent, stoic strength just so that they could continue on undisturbed. But what if I told you, beautiful soul, that your time as the family's peacekeeper and resident optimist is over? What if I told you that you no longer have to perform this sacred but thankless task? There are people making their way toward you right now, your soul tribe, and meeting them will feel like the deepest recognition, like coming home to a foreign land that is somehow more familiar than your own house. These are not just friends, they are your soul mirrors, individuals who will not flinch at your blunt honesty. They will not ask you to justify your need for adventure. They will not see your grand vision as a threat, but as a gift. This is the beginning of your sanctuary, and it doesn't start as a place. It starts with a decision to choose yourself, to choose freedom over obligation, to choose your own inner quest over their chaotic drama, to choose the stark, quiet, powerful truth, even if it means you must walk alone for a time. You will still feel that pull. The muscle memory of loyalty is strong in you. The phone will be in your hand, your thumb hovering over their name. The urge to explain, to defend, to smooth things over, to fall back into that familiar role, it will rise. But you must not. This season of your life is sacred precisely because it is focused. Let the space you create do the talking. Let your absence be the only boundary they can finally understand. True healing for a Sagittarius is not always a dramatic confrontation. Sometimes it is the quiet rebellion of booking the ticket. It is choosing not to show up and defend your character in a courtroom where you were judged long before you arrived. You are no longer available to be the container for everyone else's unprocessed drama. You were never meant to sacrifice your own glorious life force for the illusion of family unity. That isn't loyalty, powerful one. That is self-abandonment, and you, Sagittarius, have outgrown that disguise. So let the guilt go. Let the need to be the good or loyal one dissolve. Let them say you've changed. Let them think you're cold. Let them misunderstand you. Your energy is no longer available for roles that require your diminution. Instead, be available for what expands you. Be open to joy that doesn't have a hidden price tag. Be open to an intimacy that is built on radical honesty, not compromise. Be open to connections where the silence is a shared space of peace, not a tense battlefield of unspoken thoughts. That is what you are walking toward. There will come a night, Sagittarius, a night where the silence in your home feels different. It won't be empty. It will be full of potential energy. The profound shift will occur. A tether will be severed. A burden of ancestral expectation will finally be lifted, and in that moment the vision will come. You will close your eyes not to sleep but to truly see. And in the vast, powerful darkness behind your eyelids, you will find yourself standing on the highest mountain peak, or perhaps in a vast, ancient library lit by an eternal flame. This is the launch pad of your soul. At its center is a bow and a quiver full of arrows, and you stand before it not as a wanderer, but as the master archer of your own destiny. Across a chasm of darkness you see them, the echoes, the ghosts of every soul who ever tried to diminish you. They stand on the other side, shrouded in mist, unable to cross. They cannot withstand the truth of your high perch. You turn back to the bow and you begin to draw the string taut. With every breath, you are not destroying. You are creating. You are launching your new life. You see a vision of a world that is a true sanctuary, a place of wisdom and exploration. You see a table surrounded by your soul tribe, their eyes shining with love and respect, their laughter echoing with genuine philosophical joy. You see yourself looking in a mirror, and for the first time, you see no apology in your eyes, only vision, only peace, only a deep, magnetic, unwavering self-respect. You are not as you were, but as you truly are, when no one is trying to cage you, sovereign, magical, and magnificent. The vision fades, but the knowing remains. You open your eyes. Nothing in your room has changed, but everything has changed, because now you remember. This isn't just a season of healing. This is your coronation. God is not just removing you from what was toxic, He is restoring you to what is holy. And what is holy, dear Sagittarius, is your own authentic freedom. You are no longer the family's resident court jester who lies to keep the peace. You are the archer aimed and ready to fly. You are not leaving a family, Sagittarius. You are walking into a divine reunion with your own soul, your own power, and a love that doesn't require you to abandon either. This is the part where your real story begins, softly, powerfully, and completely. Welcome home. Repeat this with me now, either aloud or in the quiet of your heart. Let the vibration of these words recalibrate your very cells. I am no longer bound by a loyalty that costs me my truth. I release the need to be understood by those who fear my freedom. I am the archer of my own life, and I aim all energy toward my highest path. I choose my horizon. I choose my truth. I choose my freedom.